Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Gamble titled Genesis. And if we switch over to here, we have it on Spotify, so we're going to listen through this track from start to finish. And we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Oh, it's nice and peppy, isn't it? I like the kind of the vibrato, wiggly sort of synth we've got on the left side. It's kind of funky. I like what they were kind of flirting as well with that sequencer, that ARP on the right side. Not entirely wanted to sync up with the drums the whole time, occasionally. There's a hell of a lot of low into that kick. Gets a nice simple groove, nice simple motif. Okay, we're back into it. We're back into that idea, that concept there. We've had those quarter note grooves on the kicks. And we just got the drums taking a break now, which is good. I think it makes sense. I'm liking these different synth tones. Usually when there's more than one lead element, it kind of confuses me. But when you've got that same chord progression repeated, when you've got the flirtation between the kicks coming in and out, you can have different melodic layers coming in. And as long as you're not being too experimental with the chromatics, you should be fine, you know? Have they reversed the take some of those synth parts? It's interesting. It's almost like it's like chill house or something like that. There's like a weird softness to that kick. It's not like a punchy kick like a lot of the sort of EDM I listen to nowadays. It's more rounded. Like it's more a subtle kind of boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? It's a lot more gentle than I was expecting. Then again, yeah, I can't really complain about this, to be honest. It's a lot of fun. It's more chill than I was expecting it to be. The pads sound really nice and fluffy. A little bit of distortion here and there. Sounds like kind of indie pop house. You know, as being a pure instrumental like this, got that filter work, that automation going on the low end. We have got some production tops because this is the conclusion. I enjoyed my time with Genesis by Gamble. I enjoyed the fact that it was instrumental, but it sort of had a playfulness to it that allowed me to remain engaged the whole time. You know, the structure of it, you had like kind of build, drop, and it was fun. We had some instrumental interlude bits on the out at start and end as well. A few different lead voices that developed and introduced themselves slowly and remained warm companions throughout the 3 minutes. I adore the coloration and textures involved there. There was nothing too harsh. It was meant to be a very welcoming introduction to what Gamble does. I see the album art here, or the single art here. There's these really nice pastel pink colors, and I think that's kind of what this track sounded like. And if that's the kind of music that Gamble specializes in, they've done an extremely good job of making the music sound like that. I have to commend them for that. Additionally, I feel as though I really need to stress that despite the fact that a reasonably minimalist sort of arrangement with the kicks, there might have been some sort of keys or some keys that pads or something like that. You know, like there were only literally 3 or 4, maybe 5 instruments present at max at any point in time. And that simplicity allowed for us to have an experience which was nice and smooth without too many drastic, abrupt changes that would otherwise take us out of that experience. We had different sections that were distinct, but at the same time, it was almost like you were floating on a cloud throughout. The chord progression never became old. It wasn't a typical chord progression. You had some interesting extensions occasionally to harmony as well, whether through the purpose of the chords alone or by virtue of the additional notes present within the main melodies. The production, the recording, mix, and mastering was sensational. I do wonder if we had a little bit too much sub bass in that kick. It sounded like maybe we could have scooped out a little bit of some of the muddiness out of that kick if we wanted to, but I think aside from that, it's totally fine. Subjectively, I don't actually think that the kick was bad sounding or anything. It's just I'm so used to so many sterilized kick drums that it almost seems weird to have a drum that's more sort of just like left as it is rather than overproduced. All in all, I'm very happy with Genesis by Gamble, and I wish them the best luck in future. But thank you very much for this watching my review of Genesis by Gamble. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show Gamble some love via their various social medias and their Spotify page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I'll catch you in the next review. Spiderhands Out.